Have you ever wondered why mornings don't feel quite the same anymore? You wake up, the sun is peeking through the blinds, and before your feet even touch the floor, you already feel off. Maybe it's a little stiffness in your back, a strange flutter in your chest, or just a heaviness you didn't used to carry. It's subtle, quiet, but it's there. And somehow the routines that once gave you energy, your warm shower, your cup of coffee, your quick trip to the mailbox now leave you feeling drained, dizzy, or unsettled. You start to ask yourself questions you never used to think about. Why does my balance feel shaky right after I get up? Why does brushing my teeth make my chest feel tight? And why am I more anxious in the morning than I used to be? Here's something most people never tell you. As we grow older, our bodies change in ways that make even the smallest habits matter more. The way we move, eat, breathe, rest. These everyday choices shape how we feel not just for an hour, but for an entire day and beyond. And the truth is, many of us are unknowingly making the same morning mistakes every single day. Small things that once felt harmless, but are now quietly putting extra stress on our heart, our brain, and our safety. In this video, we're going to walk through 7 common morning habits that may seem innocent, but could actually be slowing you down, raising your risk of falls, or even harming your long-term health. But don't worry. You'll also learn exactly how to adjust these routines in simple, safe, and realistic ways. If you're ready to take back your mornings and feel stronger, steadier, and more energized, then stay with us until the end. And if this kind of supportive, practical guidance speaks to you, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Longevity Secret channel. This is your space to learn, grow, and take care of yourself on your terms. Let's begin with the first habit. It's something almost everyone skips, but it can make a powerful difference before you even get out of bed. Mistake 1, skipping water. First thing in the morning. It's such a simple thing, isn't it? A glass of water in the morning. But for many older adults, it's the first thing that gets skipped. You get up head straight for the coffee pot, or maybe just move slowly into your day without thinking much about hydration. But inside your body, something important is already happening. Overnight, while you sleep, your body quietly loses water. Through breathing, through sweating, through natural processes you don't even notice. And by the time you wake up, you're already slightly dehydrated. That might not sound like a big deal, but as we get older, our body becomes less efficient at managing that fluid loss. The kidneys don't filter as quickly. The sensation of thirst becomes weaker. And if you're taking certain medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills, the water in your system gets pulled away even faster. That first glass of water in the morning does more than just quench your thirst. It jumpstarts your circulation. It helps your blood move more smoothly, supports your digestion, and even gives your brain the hydration it needs to think clearly. Jerry, a 72-year-old retired school bus driver from Ohio, used to skip water every morning. He'd head straight for his usual 2 cups of black coffee and call it good. Over time, he began feeling lightheaded during his morning walks. Some days he'd feel a strange tightness in his chest or pressure in his head that would fade by lunchtime. He thought maybe it was age or just stress, but when his doctor reviewed his blood work and daily routine, the problem was surprisingly simple: chronic mild dehydration. Once Jerry started drinking a full glass of water before his morning coffee, those symptoms faded. He felt steadier, clearer, less sluggish, and his blood pressure readings improved slightly too. It's a tiny shift. But the CDC and other health experts note that staying hydrated helps prevent dizziness, supports heart function, and may even lower fall risk in seniors. And it starts with the first glass of the day. So if you're not already doing it, try this tomorrow. Before anything else, before the news, the coffee, or your morning routine, just sit for a moment and sip some water. Your body has been working hard all night. Give it what it needs to start the day strong. Mistake 2, taking a hot shower right after waking. For many people, a warm shower feels like comfort, a gentle ritual to start the day. But for older adults, especially those over 60, stepping into a steamy shower too soon after waking can do more harm than good. When you first get out of bed, your blood pressure is naturally lower. Your body is still transitioning from rest to movement. If you add heat into that moment, especially the kind that comes from a hot shower, your blood vessels widen and your blood pressure can drop even more. This sudden drop doesn't just make you feel woozy. It can lead to lightheadedness, imbalance, or even a fainting episode in the shower. And for seniors, those risks are serious. Slips, falls, and head injuries from bathroom accidents are among the top reasons older adults end up in emergency rooms each year. Medical teams at the Mayo Clinic have documented cases where seemingly healthy seniors experience morning blackouts. The pattern A, hot shower taken too soon after getting up. Once they adjusted the timing, the dizzy spells stopped. It doesn't mean you have to give up your morning shower, but it does mean your body needs a bit more time. Try sitting upright for a few minutes first, have a light snack, or drink a little water. Let your circulation stabilize before stepping under that warm water. And consider turning the temperature down just slightly. Not cold, just not piping hot. Heat is wonderful, but too much too soon can overwhelm a system that's still waking up. Your shower should refresh you, not drain you. With a few small adjustments, it still can. Mistake 3, brushing teeth too aggressively or with cold water. Brushing your teeth is something you've done your whole life. It's automatic, familiar. But as we age, even this simple habit deserves a second look. Older adults often deal with gum sensitivity, exposed roots, or dental work that's more vulnerable than it used to be. Yet many still brush the way they did at 30 hard strokes, cold water, stiff bristles. The trouble is that same routine can now cause more harm than good. When you brush too forcefully, especially right after waking, you risk damaging the delicate gum tissue that protects your teeth. Tiny abrasions can lead to bleeding, inflammation, and long-term gum recession. And that's not just a dental concern. According to research supported by the NIH, poor gum health is linked to higher rates of heart disease, especially in seniors. Inflammation in the mouth doesn't stay in the mouth. It can travel through the bloodstream, affecting the heart and other organs over time. There's also something else few people talk about. Cold water. For seniors with sensitive teeth or nerve exposure, cold water can trigger sharp pain, raise blood pressure temporarily, and even cause brief dizziness in some individuals, especially first thing in the morning. Diana, 67-year-old from Arizona, never thought twice about her morning brushing routine. But after a few months of gum pain and frequent headaches after brushing, she finally visited her dentist. The advice was simple but powerful: switch to lukewarm water, use a soft bristle brush, and stop scrubbing like she was polishing a countertop. Within a week, the bleeding stopped, her headaches eased, and brushing no longer felt like a battle. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Brushing should be gentle. Think of it as caring for something precious, not scrubbing something dirty. Use circular motions. Angle the brush softly, and warm the water just a bit. These small changes protect more than your teeth. They protect your peace of mind, your comfort, and possibly even your heart. Mistake 4. Taking certain medications on an empty stomach. You wake up. Maybe you're still a little groggy, but like always, you reach for your morning pill organizer. It's routine. You've been doing it for years. A few sips of water and the pills are down. But what happens next isn't always so routine. Maybe it's a wave of nausea or a sharp cramp in your stomach. Maybe you feel shaky or lightheaded or even a little out of breath. For many seniors, taking medications first thing in the morning before eating anything is a habit that feels normal. But it can quietly become dangerous depending on the type of medication and the body's changing ability to absorb and tolerate it. Medications like blood pressure drugs, NSAIDs, and even some diabetes medications are often taken early in the day. But without food in your system, these pills can irritate your stomach lining, cause acid buildup, or create sudden drops in blood pressure or blood sugar. According to data from the CDC, thousands of older adults visit the emergency room each year due to medication side effects linked to timing or food intake. The issue isn't the medication itself, it's the way it interacts with an empty digestive system, especially one that's more fragile than it used to be. Let's take blood thinners or NSAIDs, for example. Without a layer of food to buffer them, these medications can increase the risk of internal bleeding. Pain relievers, often taken for joints or back stiffness, can inflame the stomach lining. And blood sugar-lowering drugs can cause dangerous hypoglycemia if there's no nutrition to balance their effects. This was the case for John, 74, from Michigan. He was diligent with his medications, always on time, but he kept waking up feeling shaky with a racing heart. For weeks, he couldn't figure out why. His doctor finally connected the dots. John had been taking his diabetes medication on an empty stomach. His blood sugar was crashing before breakfast. Now John starts his day with something small: a slice of whole grain toast, half a banana, even a spoonful of yogurt makes a difference. He still takes his medication on schedule, but now with the support, his body needs to handle it. If you're not sure whether to take your medications with food, it's time to ask. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist. Review your routine. It's not about doing something wrong, it's about making a smart adjustment that honors how your body works now. Your morning medication should support your health, not disrupt it. And a few bites of something nourishing might be all it takes to keep you steady and safe. Mistake 5. Standing up too fast after waking. It seems like such a small thing. You wake up, you swing your legs over the edge of the bed, and then before you know it, your head starts to spin. Maybe your vision blurs for a second. Maybe you feel like you're going to lose your balance. For many seniors, this moment has become too familiar and too risky. After a night of lying still, your blood tends to pool in your lower body. That's completely normal. But when you sit or stand up too quickly, your circulatory system needs a moment to catch up. If it doesn't, blood pressure can drop suddenly. This condition, known as postural hypotension, becomes more common with age. According to research published in JAMA Internal Medicine, seniors who experience sudden drops in blood pressure are at a much higher risk of falls, fractures, and even hospitalizations. The scary part is that it often happens silently. There's no warning, no pain, just a brief wave of dizziness that can turn dangerous in seconds. One bad fall can change everything. A hip fracture, a broken wrist, a concussion. And with each injury, the risk of long-term mobility loss grows. For many older adults, a single fall marks the beginning of needing a walker, losing independence, or even requiring long-term care. But here's the good news. This mistake is one of the easiest to fix. Give your body time to adjust. When you wake up, don't rush. Sit up slowly. Let your legs dangle for a moment. Wiggle your feet. Flex your ankles. Take a few deep breaths. Keep a glass of water by your bed and take a sip before standing, especially if you tend to wake up a little dehydrated. Make sure the path to your bathroom is well lit. Use night lights or motion sensor lamps. Avoid wearing slippery socks and keep your slippers nearby. And if you need support, there's no shame in holding on to the bed frame, a nearby dresser, or even installing a grab bar. These changes might seem small, but they're powerful. They can prevent the fall that never should have happened. They can keep you strong, steady, and standing tall. Because the truth is, protecting your body starts before your feet even hit the floor. Mistake 6. Checking your phone or watching news immediately. The moment you wake up, your hand reaches for the phone. Maybe it's to check the time. Maybe it's to look at messages. Or maybe it's just habit, a way to feel connected. But what happens next can quietly shift your entire day. One alert leads to another. A news headline flashes across the screen. Something about rising costs, another crisis, or someone you've never met doing something you wish you hadn't seen. Before your feet even touch the ground, your heart is already racing. For seniors, starting the day this way does more than just disrupt peace of mind. It can actually affect brain chemistry and raise stress hormones at the very moment your body is trying to gently reorient itself from rest. Research from Harvard Health has shown that exposure to stressful or emotionally charged content immediately after waking can lead to elevated cortisol levels throughout the day. That means higher blood pressure, more anxiety, and a greater sense of mental fatigue. This is especially important after age 60, when the brain becomes more sensitive to stress signals and takes longer to return to a calm state. For some, this morning rush of information can worsen symptoms of depression, memory lapses, or sleep disruption the following night. Linda, a 70-year-old grandmother in Florida, didn't realize how her mornings were affecting her mood. Every day began the same way. She'd check the headlines, scroll through social media, and try to catch up on everything that happened overnight. But by breakfast, she already felt overwhelmed. Her chest would tighten. Her thoughts would race. She tried something new. For 1 week, no phone for the first 30 minutes after waking. Instead, she opened the curtains, turned on soft music, wrote down one thing she was grateful for. The shift was almost immediate. Calmer mornings, fewer headaches, a stronger sense of focus, and a return to something she hadn't felt in a while: ease. Of course, the phone isn't the enemy. It's how and when we use it. Your brain deserves a gentle start, just like your joints, just like your heart. So before you reach for the screen, give yourself space, a quiet moment, a breath, a better beginning. Mistake 7. Skipping a protein-rich breakfast. You might not feel hungry when you wake up. Maybe you've gotten used to just having a piece of toast. Or maybe it's just coffee and nothing else. After all, it's been your routine for years. But here's something important to understand. As we get older, our bodies begin to lose muscle faster. That process, called muscle wasting, starts to speed up after age 60. And without the right kind of fuel in the morning, we're giving that process a head start. Protein is what your muscles depend on. It's not just about strength or appearance. It's about stability, balance, and the ability to keep doing everyday things like climbing stairs, standing up from a chair, or carrying groceries. Skipping breakfast or choosing foods without protein means your body doesn't have what it needs to repair and rebuild muscle. And that leads to more fatigue, slower recovery from activity, and over time, a greater risk of falls or frailty. A major study published by the American Geriatric Society found that seniors who consumed 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast had better grip strength, faster walking speed, and improved cognitive scores compared to those who didn't. But here's the good news. Getting that protein doesn't have to be complicated. Greek yogurt, a couple of scrambled eggs, nut butter on whole grain toast, even a small protein smoothie. These are gentle on digestion and can make a big difference in how you feel throughout the day. For Harold, a 76-year-old retired postman from Oregon, mornings used to mean nothing but black coffee and half a muffin. He often felt tired by mid-morning. His doctor encouraged him to try adding protein within the first hour of waking. He started with just one hard-boiled egg and a few almonds. Within a week, Harold said he felt like someone turned the lights back on. His energy was steadier, his balance improved, and he stopped needing that afternoon nap just to get through the day. What we eat first thing in the morning sends a message to the rest of the body, a message that says, I'm here, I'm ready, let's take care of this day. So even if it's small, give your body something meaningful. A little protein in the morning is more than just nutrition, it's protection for your strength, for your mind, for your future. Conclusion: mornings are quiet, familiar, but they hold more power than most people realize. Every small thing you do in those first few moments after waking sends a message to your body, a message of care or a message of neglect. And the truth is, none of us were taught how different our needs would become after 60. Nobody handed us a guidebook. So it's okay if you didn't know. It's okay if you've made these small mistakes. What matters is what you do now, because aging isn't about giving things up. It's about learning what your body needs today, not 10 years ago. And often it's the tiniest shifts that make the biggest difference. A sip of water before coffee, a moment to breathe before standing, a little protein before the day begins. These are not just habits, they are quiet acts of strength. Let this be your reminder. You are not powerless. You are not behind. You are learning. And every choice you make, even the small ones, can help you feel clearer, steadier, and more in control of your own health. Your mornings matter, not because they are dramatic, but because they shape the entire rhythm of your day. So be kind to yourself, start gently, and trust that even one positive step can lead to many more. If this video spoke to you, I'd love for you to stay connected. Like the video, subscribe to the Longevity Secret channel, and if you have a morning habit that's helped you feel better or a question that's been on your mind, share it in the comments. You're not on this journey alone. Thanks for spending time with me today. And until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve it.